Today we're going to be talking about how to set up your conversions API and Metapixel. Now, if you don't know what that is, don't worry, I'm going to go over, what they are, what the benefits are, and then in the second half of the video, I'm actually going to talk about how to install it on your WordPress website as well as your GoHighLevel website. Now, if you already know what they are and you just want to skip to that part, I'll leave the timestamps in the description below. But for those who want to learn more, continue watching. So before we get into the video, quick introduction. If you don't know me, my name is Tyler. I'm the owner of 1098 Marketing, where we specialize in lead generation for service-based businesses. Another thing, if you haven't come to this video from our newsletter, just so you know, we have a free newsletter. We send out, proven Meta and Google Ads strategies. We send out SMS and email automation tips. So all the, marketing automations like nurture campaigns, follow-up campaigns, basically anything to help you with once you've generated the leads from Facebook, Instagram, and Google, all the stuff that helps you convert more of those leads into paying customers. So stuff like that. We also update you with the weekly videos like this. And then whenever we drop a blog, we will send that out to you as well. So lots and lots of value. If you're interested, I will leave the link in the description. So what is a conversions API and or Metapixel? So when you first log into Facebook, on the ad side, you go into the ads manager. There is a section called events manager. So if you go into there, that's where you can see all of the statistics for your conversions API and your Metapixel. Now, what are the conversions API and Metapixel? Basically, to simplify it, what it is you take this piece of code, you put it on your website, and it will track all of the movements from the person that landed on your website, everything they do. So as you can see here, we have page views. So this is everyone who's landed on the page. It'll track those people there. It also tracks, if you set up, the complete registration. So this is all the people that have filled out a specific form that I have marked as a registration. There's submit application. So it's very similar to the complete registration. And then right there, we have view content. Now, I just want to quickly show over on the integration side here. When I refer to conversions API and or Metapixel, what I'm referring to is there's two types of tracking codes, if that's how I'm going to put it, two types of tracking codes. So you can see here we have the browser. So the browser would be the Metapixel. And then you have conversions API. Now, what's the difference between the two? Back a few years back, the Metapixel used to be the only tracking code, and it was very strong, very effective. Like I said, it would track, every movement on the websites. But over the years, it has started to die down and get worse because a few years back, I can't remember the exact date, Apple decided to release some security update, which prevented advertisers from tracking users' movements off of the app. So that made it harder. I mean, it still works, and that's why Meta still has it. But over time, as security increases, it's just going to make the pixel worse. So that's why they came up with the Conversions API. So Conversions API is supposedly their fix, and I agree. I think it works extremely well, and it's just getting better. And so now what they have is they allow you to use both, and if anyone's a duplicate, it will merge them and just make it the tracking that much stronger. So that's basically what it is. So what are the benefits of having a pixel or the Conversions API set up on your website? Now, first of all, like we were talking about, the data collection, of course, and the audience insights. So everything on here, just being able to see who, not specifically who, but seeing what are people landing on page-wise, what forms are people filling out, so you can make adjustments accordingly. And then we have conversion tracking. So what is conversion tracking? So let's say I'm running a lead generation campaign. I want people to specifically fill out a certain form to inquire about my services, right? So when you're running your ads and someone fills out a form, the pixel or the conversion API will tell the algorithm, hey, someone just filled out this form. I want more people like this. Now, the more people that fill out that form and the more information that the algorithm has, the stronger it gets because it finds similarities between those people, everything from interests age, jobs. It could be any information that is on the platform. It will start to find the similarities between everyone filling out the form, and it will look for more people like them. We also have retargeting, right? So retargeting is very, very important. Now, if you've ever gone on a website, let's say, Nike, you've gone on Nike, you're looking for some new sweet pink shoes, right? You go into the shoe section, you find your pink shoe, you read all about it, you're in love, but you're just not sold yet. So you leave the platform, you leave Nike.com, and you go over to Instagram 10 minutes later, and you're scrolling, and next thing you know, you see an ad, right? You're like, oh my God, that's the exact pair of pink shoes I was looking for. Now, what that is a retargeting campaign, right? So what they're doing is the pixel is picking up everyone that lands on that specific page, the pink shoe page, and then they've created a separate ad that goes for those people that were interested in that shoe. Then we have the custom audiences. So custom audiences is also very powerful. So what you can do, again, going back to the shoe theory, Nike has a pink shoe section and there's a ton of people landing on it, and they want to find more people that are looking for pink shoes. So what they can do is they can collect all that data, right? Again, the pixel's storing that data. You can say, I want to create an audience based on everyone who likes pink shoes, and I want to find more people that like pink shoes. So that's called a lookalike audience. So I'm creating a lookalike audience based on people who like pink shoes, and I'm using the data from my website of all the people that looked at the pink shoes. So that's just one example of a custom audience. Very lots of options in terms of custom audiences. But yeah, that is basically in a nutshell what custom audiences is. So common question I get, should I still set up my meta pixel if I'm not running ads? Now, I always tell people, if you have a website, and even if you're not sure of whether you should set up your pixel now, later, if ever, right? I always recommend set it up no matter what. Set it up as soon as you have a website. Set it up, right after this video, because, if you decide in a year from now that you would like to run ads, you're going to be that much farther ahead. It would be better to start running ads with the information that you've organically collected on your website next year, right? So let's say you start a year from now running ads. You're going to have a whole year's worth of information, where people have landed, what people are interested in, every person that has filled out a form on your website. You're going to have all that information, and you're going to be better off with it than without it, right? So definitely recommend, even if you're not using it now, I would recommend watching the second half of this video and setting up the pixel on WordPress the way that, we like to do it at 1098. And then I'm also going to show you how to do it on GoHighLevel. Now, the reason I have both of these, a couple of reasons. I'd say they're the most popular softwares right now. WordPress is, a mountain. It's never going to move. It's always going to be the most popular, in my opinion. And then you have GoHighLevel, which is very popular right now, especially when it comes to the automation side, email and SMS automation. So very powerful tools. I use both of them, for the company. And let's just get into it. Now, the first thing we want to do is go into our ads manager and actually set up the pixel. Now, whether you're on WordPress or GoHighLevel, it doesn't matter. It's going to be the same process in terms of creating the pixel. But then what I'll do is I'll set timestamps in the bottom for actually connecting the pixel to your WordPress versus actually connecting it to your GoHighLevel. Now, if you don't have an ads manager account yet, don't worry. It's pretty straightforward to sign up. Just go to adsmanager.facebook.com. You can create an account, you can log into your Facebook, and then it will prompt you to create an account. And it'll just be basic information. What's your name, address, business name, website, all that fun stuff there. So once that's done, you will either land on this page or you will land on your account overview. And now what we're going to do to set up the pixel is go over to the three lines to All Tools, Events Manager. And now we're in basically what is the pixel folder, right? So the first thing we want to do to create the pixel is go to Connect Data Sources. You're going to go Web, and then you're going to go Connect. And now we're going to name our pixel. Now, what I've done for 1098 in the past, or what I do for clients as we start working together, is I like to name, the business. And then if we have multiple pixels, so for instance, in most cases with my clients or with us, for instance, we have a WordPress site and we have the GoHighLevel site. So What I'll do is name it WordPress just for the example of this video. But again, same process. If you're watching this for the high level part, you can name it whatever you want. Then you're going to put in your domain. Now, since this is a sample account, I'm just going to do I don't have a website. You're going to go continue, and you're going to select do it yourself because you're watching this sweet video. And then you're going to make sure that Metapixel and Conversions API are selected. Now, again, just a refresher, Conversions API is the new pixel, and then the Metapixel is the old setup. So once we're here, we're going to go set up manually. We're going to go next, and then it's going to bring you to this very scary looking page here. Now, this is where a lot of people drop off because it gets very complicated. First thing we want to do is click continue. And now it's going to bring us to the select events section. Now what we're doing is we're selecting what events we want our pixel, our Conversions API to track. First, you're just going to select the ones that you want. For the sake of this video, I'm just going to select a few just because the next setup process is crazy. But select whichever ones you think will benefit your business, or select them all and then go through the process yourself. So I'm going to do view content. I'll do contact. You know what? I'll just leave it there for now. I'll do complete registration. Then we'll do continue. So this next section here is now selecting the parameters. So what we want to track every time, one of the events get triggered. So what I like to do is I select all of them just to be safe. However, I know that you don't have to select all of them. Obviously, as you can see, you can select what you want to track, but it's never a bad thing to have more information, in my opinion. So I'm not going to bore you and check these all off and then go through the process, but basically for whichever ones you selected, go through and just check off all the boxes, right? Now I'm doing it even though I said I wouldn't. Check off all the boxes and then go to the next one and the next one until all the boxes and all of the events are selected. So I'm going to skip the video now. All right, so now I'm at the end. I'm just going to select continue. And now it's just going to give you a little review page to see, which events you selected, which parameters you selected, and so on. Then you're just going to click continue and then finish. So once your Conversion API pixel has been set up, it will bring you over to the data sources section here. Basically what this is it will store all of your pixels that you've created in this one section where you can go through, you can create new campaigns, you can change settings, all that stuff. So this is where I'm going to split the video in half. I'm going to do the WordPress portion first, and then I will do setting it up on your high-level website next. If you want to skip ahead, I will leave timestamps below so you can do that. But if you have a WordPress website, we will do that now. So once you're on your WordPress website, what you're going to want to do is install a new plugin called Pixel Your Site. So you're going to go to plugins, add new plugin, and you're going to do Pixel Your Site. Now the plugin looks like this. Hopefully the picture stays the same when you're watching this video, but just to make sure it's by Pixel Your Site, you're going to install, activate, and then the plugin should be along the side here. So you're going to go on the plugin. You're going to see where it says your Metapixel, or formerly Facebook Pixel. You're going to click settings, and then we want to enable Conversions API, and then we want to also enable advanced matching. So now what we want to do is we're going to put our Metapixel, which is formerly the Facebook Pixel ID, in here. And then we're also going to add what's called a Conversions API token. So to do that, we're going to go back to our Events Manager. We're going to make sure that data source, or the pixel that we just created, is selected. We're going to go over to Settings. And then the first thing we want to do is copy the dataset ID. You can go back to your website, put it in the Metapixel section, and then we're going to go back to the Events Manager tab again, and we're going to scroll down until you see the Conversions API section. Now what we want to do is go to this little blue section here where it says Generate Access Token. You're going to select and it will load. Sometimes it takes a little bit longer. And then you're just going to copy, go back to your website, and you're going to put it in the API token section. Now, once those codes are put in, we're just going to scroll to the bottom and we're going to click Save Settings. Once that's saved, we just want to double check that the pixel is actually active on your website. Now, an easy plugin that you can download for free on your Google Chrome browser is called Metapixel Helper. So I'd recommend downloading that. And then what you can do is go over to your website. So we'll just go to my sample website here. You can see all this nice clothes that I'm selling. And then we'll use the plugin to make sure that there is an active pixel. Now you can see here, it says MetaPixel as the pixel ID, and then it says it's registering page views. So that's how you set up, very straightforward. That's how you set up the Conversions API for your website. And you can actually see here, if you, maybe yours is on the settings still, if you click test events and then you go on your website and just click some buttons, you'll see some events starting to pop up. And you can see it's received from the browser, which is our MetaPixel. And so now you know that it's successfully set up. So now I'm going to show you how to set up your MetaPixel and your Conversions API with your GoHighLevel account. Now, assuming that you followed the steps from before, you created your pixel, you selected your events, and then you selected the parameters, you're going to land on this page here. Now, the first thing we're going to do is actually set up our MetaPixel. And then after that, we'll come back and we will set up our Conversions API. If you're creating a new pixel, you're going to see these options here. And what we can do is select Setup MetaPixel, and we'll select Install Code manually. Now, before we actually do any of this, we're going to go over to our HighLevel account. Just move me over here. And then we're going to go over to our funnel or our website, whatever we want to put the pixel on. So for this, I created a test funnel. So now you're going to be on your funnel, or if you're on your website, it's going to look very similar. You're going to go over to settings, and then you're going to take that code. So we're going to go back to our events manager. We're going to copy the code. We're going to go back to our HighLevel, and we're going to paste it in the head tracking. Well, now I got to move back, and now we're going to click save. So once that's saved, we're going to go to events manager. We're going to click continue. We're going to turn on automatic advanced matching, make sure all of those are turned on, click continue, and now we're going to open up the event setup tool. Now this might not work because I have a sample account right now, but I'll take you through the process anyways. We're going to open the event setup tool. We're going to take our domain. I have a sample domain here. So we're going to take our domain and we're going to paste it in here. So I ran into an issue just because I don't have a domain set up with the sample funnel I was trying to connect the pixel with. However, I'm going to show you on my actual landing page, which already has a pixel attached. Now, basically, once you've filled out your information in the Events Manager section where we left off, and then you click the button, it will open up a new tab with your website, and then you will have the Meta Event Setup tool pop up right here. Now, this is where we're going to start tracking things on the pixel side. There's a few options. You can actually track buttons. You can track URLs if you want to, track certain pages that people landed on. What I usually like to do is track, the bare minimum, which is view content, so anyone that lands on your page. And then sometimes I like to track buttons. I don't have one set up here, but I'll show you. There's a button or a link right here. What you can do is select track new button, select the button, and then select what this button means, right? So if you had maybe a submission form, like a contact form, what you could do is select the button, and then you can select contact, and it will register every time someone clicks this section here. It will register as contact. Now, if you want to track the people that land on your website overall, or maybe a specific page, what you can do is select track a URL. You can select what you would like to call it. So typically, I like to register everyone that lands on the page as view content. So you can select that. And you can see here, just because I already have it set up, it won't let me do it again. But for you, it will then say URL equals. It will type out the URL that you're currently on. And then you can choose whether there is a value or currency connected to that page. Now, obviously on your home page, there's not going to be any value, so there's no point. But let's say you were selling a course. What you could do is go to the course's success page, so the page that pops up after they've paid for your course, and then you can select the value, right? So I could say it was like a $20, I guess it's prompting me to select something because there's nothing on the page, but I can select like $20 or whatever the course was, and then it will send that data to Facebook, so you can kind of get an idea of what you're spending on ads versus what you're making on courses. So that's how you set up the MetaPixel. Once you're done, you can just select Finish Setup. It'll close the page, and your MetaPixel will be complete. So now that we've set up our MetaPixel, now we want to set up our conversions API. Now, just a quick refresher, the conversions API is going to be more solid, so we definitely want to install it. We don't want to just leave it at the pixel, but having both of them is going to make the algorithm stronger, right? So we want to have both the metapixel and the conversions API, and luckily the conversions API setup with GoHighLevel is very simple. So the first thing you're going to want to do is go over to your GoHighLevel account. You're going to click automation, and we're going to create a new workflow. Now, I like to create a new workflow because I don't like my Facebook API actions to be within other workflows, just in case, maybe something messes up and you turn off your other workflow and forget that the API is connected. I like to just avoid all that by having a simple, clean workflow specifically for Facebook API. So in this example, I'm going to do the contact page, and then I'll do Facebook API trigger, something like that. And then what you're going to want to do is actually attach the form that's connected to your website or your funnel and add it as the trigger. So we're going to do add new trigger. Going to do form submitted, and then we're going to select filters, form is, and select the actual form itself. So now we have set the automation, as you probably know, as the we've set the form as the trigger, and then anyone who fills out the form will take the next actions going forward. And since this is a simple workflow, like I said, now what we're going to do is just add the Facebook API. So you're going to go Facebook. You can see here it says Facebook Conversion API. And now we have to fill out some of this stuff. Now, you can see here there is the name. So you can name it whatever you want. I just usually leave it. And then you have event type. So you can choose between funnel event and lead event. I typically just select funnel event. And now we have to fill out the access token. So to find our access token, we're going to go back to the events manager. We're going to go over to our settings, and then we're going to scroll all the way down until we see the conversion API section. Conversion API section here. Keep doing it. And then we're going to generate access token. You're going to copy. You're going to go over back to your automation, and you're going to paste that in there. The next thing you need to add is your pixel ID. So again, we're going to go back. We're going to scroll all the way up, and then you'll see dataset ID. We're going to copy. We're going to go back to our workflow. We're going to paste it in there. So now you have the access token, you have the pixel ID, and now we have to select what we want it to tell Facebook. So every time someone fills out this form, it's going to tell Facebook what the event is. So for this example, this is a contact page, so I'm going to select contact. So now every time someone fills out the contact page form, it's going to tell the Facebook algorithm, hey, someone filled out the contact page. This is who I want to, this is the type of person I want to fill out the contact page. Next, you want to fill out the value and the currency. Now, it's really only important if you're product-based. Personally, I don't think you really need it if you're a service-based business, only because you can track that through the pipeline as opposed to looking at it through your ads. But regardless, if you want to add a value, maybe you're selling a $100 course or whatever, you can insert the value there. And then, of course, you can select the currency that it was purchased in so that you can see on the Facebook ad metrics side, you can see how much you've invested versus how much you've made. So if not, leave it empty. If so, fill it in with the price of the product that this form is from. And then you click save. Then you turn it on to publish and click save again. And now your conversion API pixel is set up. So that's how you set up your meta pixel and your conversions API. And that is also the end of the video. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below or contact through our website. Again, feel free to join our free newsletter. We're sending out ad strategies, automation tips, blog updates, and videos like this. And last but not least, if you feel like working with us, if you want us to grow your business using paid ads and marketing automations, feel free to contact us through our website.